Dear Ukrainians, I wish you health. The meeting of the Congress of Local and Regional Authorities of Ukraine has just ended in Lviv. It was a very representative gathering today. There were heads of central and local authorities, representatives of government authorities and local communities. From all over our country, all regions, all parts. The main issues are security, energy, social protection, financial issues, anti-corruption. All that is needed for greater strength of our institutions and for greater security of our people, in every sense of the word, security. It was agreed today that already in March the Cabinet of Ministers will prepare the decisions our communities need for budget sustainability. Relevant changes to the law on the state budget of Ukraine will be proposed to the Verkhovna Rada. Today, the Cabinet of Ministers approved the state anti-corruption program at its meeting, which was actually combined with the Congress meeting. These are systemic steps that will give the state more transparency, and society, more opportunities to interact with the state. The United for Justice Conference, which started yesterday, continues here in Lviv. Several panel discussions were held today, including on the investigation, prosecution of all perpetrators of cruel treatment of people, rape, and other violent crimes committed in the occupied territory. The world is already helping us with these investigations. But, of course, much more needs to be done. Not only to identify all criminals, not only to punish them, but also to help people who have been abused to overcome this blow and return to a normal life. The First Lady of Ukraine, President of the European Parliament Roberta Metsola, the First Lady of Latvia, the Special Representative of the UN Secretary-General, and our government officials took part in the relevant part of the conference. A very meaningful discussion. Together with Ms. Metsola, today we met with Ukrainian students from 6 Lviv universities. I also held talks with the President of the European Parliament. It is obvious that this year our cooperation with European institutions will be even more meaningful than last year. The task is to actively prepare everything for our country's EU membership, increase the supply of weapons to Ukraine, and strengthen sanctions against Russia. And I thank Mrs. Roberta Metsola, and all our friends in Europe, who help Ukraine on the integration path. Thank you to everyone who helps enhance the security of Ukraine and strengthen our soldiers. Thank you to everyone who fights for Ukraine, who defends our border and who establishes justice for Ukraine with their accuracy on the battlefield, who responds to the enemy's terror with active fire. This morning, I was in touch with the commanders. The front is the first priority. I will especially note the fighters who defend Bakhmut. In particular, soldiers of the 56th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade, the 67th and 93rd Separate Mechanized Brigades, and the 77th Separate Airborne Brigade. Thank you, guys. Glory to all Ukrainian heroes. Thank you to Lviv for this fruitful time in the city. I thank the Lviv Polytechnic, where we are now and where we held our Congress. Thanks to Franco University, where a meeting with the students took place. I am grateful to everyone. Glory to Ukraine.